Hi, my name is Dr. G's, um, and I'm gonna be starting this brand new YouTube channel, or I'm gonna be at least reviving it because previously, if you can see, I was posting some Resident Evil 4 videos. Never finished that. I think I did beat the game, but I got tired of recording and voicing over it. Yeah, so I want to start this thing where I'm essentially like creating content about pretty much whatever I want to do. It's gonna be either gaming, the news. Unfortunately, I guess these days politics. I mean, I'm not super well informed, but I mean, it's just so blatantly out there that it's kind of hard to ignore. So I'll be talking about that. I'll be playing some Overwatch. I'll be playing some Rocket League and some other games. I'm pretty mediocre. Honestly, I would say I'm probably less than mediocre if I'm being frank, but I digress. And I want to start this because I guess I've been seeing just a lot of AI generated content pretty much everywhere you go. Here on YouTube, you just see videos of like, oh, here are like the top 8 stories, like historical facts, or like the top 8 worst of something, and it's just like an AI generated voice. Reddit stories, AI generated voice. Even news stories are sometimes AI generated. Those obviously, or I mean, I hope sometimes they are, but I hope they're not voiced over by some AI because that's just blatant waste of resources. Which I mean, I assume that's a non-controversial opinion, but at the same time, what do I know? But frankly, I would argue that is just why are we wasting resources on making content here on YouTube if it is not like I guess it isn't, and you could argue that sometimes it is educational, but like if you have the people to do it, why not just have the people do it? And I feel like at some point AI will get to the point where you pretty much can't tell if humans made it. But I mean, right now we're in a stage where we can kind of see, oh, clearly this was made with some AI generated chatbot, ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever. But yeah, and I guess I want to bring back like a real life elements because I remember when I was a kid, I mean I always watched YouTube. I'm sure many other people watch YouTube back in the day, but it was always fun watching like anything with a human element. And I guess now I feel like I'm just seeing AI slop everywhere, and there's not really much of a community at all. Because I guess everything is just for profits, which kind of sucks. I really don't like it in the slightest, but what can I do other than just post my own stuff and then hopefully, other people decide to do the same, using their actual voices or using actual content rather than something that they generated like through ChatGPT or Gemini or something that's just wasting the water that the people in the Southwest already lack. So yeah, so I think that's what I'm gonna be talking about. I mean it's nothing too nuanced. I feel like these opinions or whatever takes I have, they're not gonna be necessarily brand new or something that somebody hasn't said before. I feel like I have takes that are the majority or the majority of good people or people with at least decent morals would also have. I feel like this isn't something too complex that is like radical in any sense, right? I mean, it's just blatantly obvious. We already see Kevin O'Leary as of like May 18th, trying to build like the world's largest data center in Utah, which is going to essentially use more power, more electricity than the entire state is currently using. So that's just going to create a whole magnitude of problems for the people there. And I mean, I feel like it doesn't take really hardly any common sense to realize why that's bad for all the residents of Utah that are not Kevin O'Leary or whatever AI company is building that data center. But I mean, yeah, I mean, this isn't, something crazy. And there's just a whole bunch of this garbage going around. But I mean, that's just my perspective on AI. Before I continue to digress, I want this platform to be something where I can discuss, my thoughts, my opinions, play some video games, Um, you know, post my journey, my fitness journey, and all that. Just kind of, I guess, I want this to be kind of like a vlog, like a diary, kind of like Casey Neistat, that kind of thing. But I guess less of like, oh, here's what I'm doing every day, and like just kind of like little snippets of my week. Just because trying to do it every day, that's insane. We already saw Casey Neistat burned out when he did that. But I think this should be fun. I think this will be a fun little side project just to document, I guess, my life. And hopefully it stays well into the future so that, future generations, or at least people in like a few years, or maybe, I can also look back on and be like, oh, wow, this is what I was doing. Kind of like as a testament of my existence, as a kind of big middle finger to AI and pretty much everything that is trying to make living life harder for the common man. If anybody's watching this, if any AI model is watching this, this will be my journey of what it's like to be a human. That'll be that. Until then, I'll see ya.